Alright, what's going on? So I'm back out here Sunday morning. Finna go ahead and get this intake cleaned up. So this the Block Performer RPM air gap. So I've had this intake, I want to say, I think I got this in maybe 2021. I've been wanting one for a long time. Before this, I had the Performer RPM. So the part number on this one is the 7501. It's small block Chevy Gen 1. So it's got the 6 bolts on each side, 12 bolt intake. So gotta get this cleaned up. So basically, just got to clean up around the ports for the water jackets, and then right here for the oil seal. So, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get it sealed up. So they recommend you run an RTV right there. So I was just verifying the repair instructions. So the repair instructions, that's pretty. Now this just on Summit. So a lot of times you can go to Summit and Jegs and look up your part number. They will offer the repair instructions. Because to be honest, I don't know what I did with them. They're probably somewhere in the house. I probably threw them away. But I kind of remember a lot of the stuff, but just as a quick reference, you know what I'm saying? You can always go through online or either go to the manufacturer. So if it's a popular product and they sell a lot of them, you still will be able to go to the manufacturer's website or someplace like Summit and get the instructions. So it say apply 1/4 inch high bead across the China rail in the 4 corners to eliminate oil seepage. So, and they also give you the firing order and the torque sequence of the bolt. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing cleaned up and get ready to stick it on. But I guess real quick before I do that, I might have mentioned before. So if you got like AFR cylinder heads or trick flow, it all depends on the port size, but this is for medium cylinder heads with I don't know if this is the medium. So I guess they got stock, medium, and high. So, but if you got the medium ports, more than likely you're gonna need these 1205 Fel-Pro performance gaskets to seal your intake. And for the valve cover, I like running these spec tire. So they rubber gaskets, but they got a steel reinforcement in the center of them. So they seem to do pretty good and not leak. Sometimes over time you will have to kind of just snug them down just a little bit. But for the most part, they do a pretty good job, and they're also reusable. So the part number for those is 585. All right, so I got the intake manifold cleaned up here. So got all the gasket surfaces nice and clean. So and also got the cylinder heads cleaned up. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay down that sealant and get ready to put the gaskets on. Set that bad boy down on there. But I'll show you guys how I seal it real quick. I just give y'all a little preview of how I lay the sealant down and get the gaskets in. All right, so I got all the gaskets in. Got the intake sealed up. I got it sealed up around the water ports and stuff. So now I'm about to get ready to drop the intake manifold on. All right, so I'm about to go ahead and drop this intake manifold in. Got my son holding the camera there, so I'm Just gonna ease it down in place here. Alright, so I actually snatched the intake manifold off and just added a little bit of just another layer of silicone across the China rail, because I believe I had to do that the first time I installed the intake too. But because basically once you get it down and you kind of see, if you don't see where it's kind of touching between that gap, so you want a little bit of RTV to actually squish out. So if it's not squishing out, or if it's not really touching, that means it's not properly sealed. So you guys might want to check that, especially on that performer RPM air gap. Alright, so I just set the intake manifold back on there, but pretty much what I was talking about was just kind of like right here. You can kind of see where a little bit of the RTV squished out, so you know it's making contact and it's squishing it down, and you know you got a good seal. So that's the front side of it. And then also when I check the back like that, so you'll see just a little tad around the distributor hole, and then around the outside of it. So that's pretty much what you want, you know, because I don't think a whole lot of oil will leak out of there, but you know that's got something to do with sealing the vacuum in the engine and all of that stuff. But definitely, you know what I'm saying, you don't want to have to take this joker back off just to repair an oil leak. So you know, just kind of the first time you set it down there, you kind of see if anything's squishing out, or if you see like a little gap. So I was just seeing like a little slight little gap the first time after I dropped it off, just a little gap between there and there. So I was like, man, let me snatch this thing back off and just put a little extra. So it's better to be safe now than to be sorry later. So that's the way I look at it. All right, so progress is being made. So intake torqued down, sealed up. Got the spacer in the throttle bracket. So I got this throttle bracket set up from cause this works with the Intake EFI. So that's what I'm about to get ready to put on there next. But I'm gonna go ahead and get the #1 cylinder on the compression stroke. I got the spark plug out. I'm gonna rotate it over until I feel the compression against my hand. Then I'm kind of drop the distributor in. That way it'll be kind of where it need to be to fire up, and I can adjust the timing later on. Just try to get it fired. Let me see what else I need to do. And I'm gonna go ahead and set the valve cover on. The gasket and the valve cover on the other side. Just kind of set it down on there. I think that's about it. But I was telling you guys that yeah, I got this because got the overdrive transmission. So yeah, got this throttle bracket assembly there. So they brand theirs, it say BTO on there for bow tie overdrive. So they give you the correct geometry there. So that works with this Intake system. So this is the Intake Go EFI 4. So this will be what I'll be putting on there next. But this is the bracket system for the transmission. So it had a correct linkage for that 700R4. So I've had this transmission in here since 2021. And haven't had any problems with it. I've been running this fuel injection since 2017, and I want to say it's a pretty good system. I did have a few issues, but those issues were nothing really to do with the system. Just kind of just during the setup. Like some of it was just that's why I got this fuel pressure gauge here, so I can make sure that I'm getting fuel pressure up there. So, but you know, a lot of it's just what ended up happening was I had a fuel leak back in the tank between the fuel pump and the hose they use. So if y'all guys want to know anything more about the fuel injection in general, fuel injection, you know, with the Tech, you know, just put some in the comments and I may make some content talking about that. But you know, for me, it's pretty much a day and night difference between having the carburetor on there and the fuel injection. Like once it's set up right, you know, like it's easy to start, and it's a throttle body system. I would, you know, prefer to have, you know, maybe a system like, you know, that's got an injector on each cylinder, but that would probably be, you know, I would probably have a LS or something, or a different setup, because, you know, they just want too much money for that. So, but this Tech worked pretty good. It does what it need to do, and it's got good throttle response, no hesitation, stuff like that. So that's good. So I'm just gonna continue on. I'm just gonna do a little stuff like drop the distributor in there, and I'm probably just gonna take a little, you know, like a little break. So I'm just gonna pretty much just gonna do this a little bit at a time. So pretty much the next time, because by the time I want to get at RTV some time to kind of seal up. So I think I don't know if it's 20 minutes or 40 minutes. It kind of get to where it's okay, but I think it'd take at least 12 to 18 hours, maybe even 24 hours for it to completely cure. So I'll go ahead and get, you know, the rest of the bits in. But basically, you know, before I put coolant in there, I'm probably gonna just wait almost a day, you know, before I'll go ahead and connect the hoses and stuff. But you know, just before I get the fuel injection on, get the distributor and everything, all that stuff ready to, you know, in place, so it's pretty much ready to fire up. But before I add coolant to the system, I'm gonna wait and add it in there later. So all right, so there we go. So I'll probably as I do a few things here and there, but pretty much the next phase is probably gonna be ready to start up and run.